Cutting rabbits and dadoes in your case. At this point, you should have your 4 case pieces milled to exact size. Now you're going to get the instructor and he's going to change the dado cutter head to cut 1/4 inch wide dados in your sides. When all done, all that'll be left on the cutter head are the 2 outside plates. On the top edge of your sides, you're going to mark the location of the upper dado. And moving the fence, you're going to line it up with the cutter head. Make sure that the top of the case is against the fence. Using a push pad located not over the cutter head, you're going to put gentle pressure down and pressure towards the fence, cutting your upper dado in both sides. Again, top edge must be against the fence so that the dados will line up with each other. Now that you cut the upper dado into both sides, mark the edge of your sides for the location of the dado for your bottom shelf. Repeat the same steps that you did to cut the top dado, except now the bottom edge needs to go against the fence. Remember to cut both sides and make sure that both bottom edges are riding against the fence so that the dados for the bottom shelf line up. When all done, your 2 dados should line up with each other. With your sides together, top oriented to the top and bottom oriented to the bottom, you're going to want to cut a dado to accept the back. A marked line with an X shows you easily where the dado is going to be located. Also mark the edge so that you know where to set the fence when lining up the dado cutter head with the edge of your boards. Make sure you review your plans to know the distance that the dado is going to be cut from the back edge of both sides. When cutting your second side, make sure that back edge is against the fence. Your sides are different widths. The hinge side is narrower than the clasp side. You're going to cut a rabbit in the front edge of the clasp side. You're going to need to have the instructor put the cutter head back to 3/4 of an inch wide. And you're going to need to set the height of the cutter head so that it is the same depth as your dados. When all done, your 2 sides should look kind of like this. Dados line up, hinge side lines up with the edge of the rabbit on the clasp side, and the depths are all the same. Now cut rabbits to accept your top and your bottom. You may have milled your top and bottom earlier in the semester, so make sure that the width of your rabbit joints fits the thickness of your top and bottom. The depth should be the same as all the rabbits and dados that you've already cut prior to this step.